Michael. What up, everybody?
Headphone.
Let's go. We don't need the headpiece yet. Because we watch it, we breaking it down on BoxRec. You're not watching our videos. Just simply, breaking it down.
So we don't need?
Release that. Not for now. They're hearing us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's going alphabetical.
It's M-O, not M-U.
Oh, Mohammed. Definitely not him.
The greatest right there. What says the greatest?
Okay, good. Man, how many Muhammad Ali's are there? All right. So before we get into our specific first pick, right? Why don't you get into why we wanted to do this video in the first place? Go ahead. Break it down. What we about to do. You can't just go into resumes and not explain what we about to do.
So, what up, guys? I'm Joey KO here with Mixed Martial Mike, and we wanted to touch on this live because there's so much talk about this guy hasn't fought anybody, that guy hasn't done this, and a lot of times I disagree. So I wanted to really break it down and show the difference between what a hype job is and a real deal fighter. So we're gonna rate people's resumes today live. Give us your take. Even participate. Let us know who you want us to rate. What top fighter you're interested in hearing us how we review their resume. And I think a resume review is needed for a lot of these fighters, especially when you talk about dudes who just run their mouth. So,
before you start just running into it, I would like to talk too.
yeah.
So the reality is that a lot of people have their own opinion on what a great resume is, right? So it's a great opportunity to hear both of our opinions because we're gonna differ, right? Some resumes are gonna be more impressive than others in our opinion. And it's not necessarily the opinion thing because you base it off what? Mayweather got 26 defenses of championship level fighters.
Yeah, he won 26 world title fights and he beat 23 world champions, which is among the very best in modern boxing. There's nobody that's really done that.
Absolutely.
So we're going to look at one of the very best resumes in boxing history right now, just to give a good example.
Right.
And show you a guy named Muhammad Ali, for those who don't know and who doesn't know. But this man right here fought pretty much everybody that he needed to fight in his era. There's nobody that you could really mention that he skipped or he didn't fight. You can't say he was scared to give a rematch when he gave multiple fights.
I was about to say that he
best.
fought these guys multiple times.
Yeah, a lot of his toughest fights ended in trilogies, and he will pull off some amazing victories even when the odds were stacked against him. So just by scrolling down and just really like analyzing, when you look at all the names, like
you want to start from the beginning?
Yeah, we could start early careers.
And we scrolling. This man got an extensive
and we can see like Henry Cooper. I mean, you see Archie Moore, you see Sonny Liston. And this is early in his career, so let's just scroll up so we could just Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, George Chavallo, Henry Cooper, Brian London. I don't even know Cleveland Williams.
Without just naming them, break some of these opponents down. Why is Sonny Liston such a great fighter, such a young time of his career? Because he's 35-1.
Let me break it down for those that don't know. When Muhammad Ali was starting out, he was the first fighter to really like fight with his hands down, especially at heavyweight. You're talking about fighting with his hands down, doing everything you're not supposed to, showboating, acting a fool, playing around. People did not like that. And he was looked at as a clown. Even though he was an Olympic gold medalist, he was a young kid, wet behind the ears. And Sonny Liston was a destroyer, someone who was the people's champ, who even when he went to prison, people thought he was the best fighter on the planet. He was the scariest dude. As soon as he comes out of prison, He knocks out the number one contender via first round knockout. Knocks out the champion Floyd Patterson via first round knockout. And then defends the title against Floyd Patterson in a rematch. Oh, and knocks him out once again in the first round. The only heavyweight in boxing history to do that. To not only beat the first number one contender, become world champion, and then defend the title all by first round knockout. So here comes Muhammad Ali, the kid who's wet behind the back, talking all this stuff, scared to death. I mean, they even made him take a lie detector test because they thought he was lying. They thought he was crazy when he was talking to Sonny Liston the way he was, that he was going to knock him out. And when they checked the lie detector test, they determined that Muhammad Ali was lying. Okay, not only that, Muhammad Ali himself, after beating Sonny Liston, admitted to being scared to death of Sonny Liston and that he was basically psyching himself out.
That's crazy.
So, for those that don't understand the magnitude of that victory, and then he goes ahead and beats him again in the rematch via first round knockout.
Yeah, but without getting into specific matchups, why is Muhammad Ali's resume the way? Why is it garnered at the level that it is? I think I have some sort of explanation on that. At his level and in his era, there weren't many. There weren't many titles besides the main titles. Oh no! Look at that. There weren't even what was it called?
One world title, heavyweight world champion.
That was what the name was?
Yeah.
There was no WBC, no IBF, none of that. So he fought in a much more pure sense. He fought a bunch of fucking world contenders, as opposed to right now where you can actually fight your own path, pad your record, fight a bunch of bacalaos. No offense, whoever don't speak Spanish, that's a bunch of fish chips. You can fight a bunch of guys, add to your resume, and what the hell are you gonna do? You're gonna claim that you're the best? No. If you can fight 40 guys who are not on your level and feel like, wow, you're a high contender, we need to break this down so people understand what a high level resume should look like.
Yeah, so again, another thing that makes Ali great is that he won fights that he wasn't
supposed to. Boxing. Shout out to Four Corners Boxing.
Word up. So, he ended up beating guys that he wasn't supposed to. Nobody thought he was going to beat George Foreman when he did.
Right.
Nobody thought he was going to beat Sonny Liston when he did. Those are two of the biggest upsets in boxing history.
Shout out to One Time Skills.
So, definitely, this is just an example because he fought George Foreman, Smoking Joe Frazier, some of the best heavyweights in boxing history. So, not only did he fight in the best era, he dominated the best era.
He couldn't run. He couldn't run. The way boxing was structured, he couldn't run from a number one contender. All he could do is focus on his opponents. You know what I'm saying? And Muhammad Ali.
Go up. We're gonna because this is an example of an A+ resume. Now we're gonna go dive into other people's resume. So if you guys got any ideas who you want us to review, we're gonna start off with the fight that we all want to see, right? Earl Spence Jr.
But did he fight me?
Earl Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. So who we gonna start with first? Terrence Crawford or Earl Spence?
I think the more extensive resume is Terrence Crawford. He's an undisputed
38 fights
already, and Errol Spence needs to fight him in order to become an undisputed champion. So let's just break down Terrence Crawford originally, and then we can go to Errol Spence.
And I think...
and if you guys have any specific requests, you let us know so that we can dive into your fighter's resume.
I might be wrong, but I believe Terrence Crawford has fought 9 world champions. Might be more.
We could confirm that. Well, he's fought in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 title fights at this
16 point. World title fights.
He doesn't have many rematches.
But how many world champions? Because
no, that's what I can say. That he actually beat.
Victor Postol is a world champion.
But let's start from
Raimundo Beltran. So he does have... So you're looking at... I'm going to go with the recognizable names and just mention them. Like his first big test was against British Prescott, who is a solid guy, but mostly known for the guy to upset Amir Khan and give him his first loss.
Silly.
Knocked him out in the first round.
Knocked him silly.
And I mean, I would say Terrence Crawford pretty much dominated the fight.
Yeah, according to the judges, look, Burt A. Clemens gave it 100-90. Dan Trella gave it 99-91, and Glenn Trowbridge 97-93. So he was clearly seeing another fight.
And he was a last minute replacement. He wasn't even supposed to fight Prescott, and he stepped in and spanked him.
Four Corners got a request. Tim Bradley.
We're gonna go into Tim Bradley. So we got Ricky Burns, solid former world champion, Gamboa. He was the first one to beat Gamboa, a gold medalist.
That's true.
Who even with 23-0 had already fought at a very high level and beat a lot of guys. He was the guy to beat at 135 when he beat him. So that's a super solid win. You got Raimundo Beltran that was also became a world champion after.
It's crazy that Terrence Crawford even fought at 135 pounds. You just seen Davis versus Romero. Terrence Crawford looks huge compared to those two. So it's
Terrence Crawford is big.
Whoa.
But when you look at it, solid guys. Thomas Delorme, very solid. Derry Jean, Henry London, Victor Posto was supposed to be the first big threat. Spanked them, and people forgot about Posto.
Yeah,
they never spoke them again.
That's an underrated win.
John Molina Jr., dangerous guy. Not nobody that could really mess with
right.
Terrence, but definitely John Molina is a guy that will knock anybody out if he catches you.
He beat Felix Diaz.
Solid dude, top contender. You know, I don't think he's fighting anymore.
He earned the title shot.
Julius Ndango, undefeated at the time, world champion, knocked him out in, I think, the second round.
Jeff Horn after beating Pacquiao, so he
spanked him too, gave him a beatdown, a lesson.
Jose Benavidez Jr. is
another beast. Undefeated prospect.
I think he's a beast, and he got spanked up. Well, towards the end, he was
which is
well.
Good to note. That's also David Benavidez's brother,
right?
And he's actually the fighter of the family. He's actually more experienced and was an undefeated prospect when Terrence Crawford beat him. He was 27-0 with 18 knockouts.
What you judging the Amir Khan fight?
Amir Khan, I mean, against Terrence Crawford, it's not much, but it is a name on his resume. He knocked him out, did what he's supposed to. Beat another undefeated dude who I cannot pronounce. I think his name is... But that dude is solid because he ended up knocking down Ortiz. He's solid though. I don't know. I can't say his name, y'all, but solid dude.
People with those types of names, tough as names.
Dangerous. Like you can't pronounce their name, they come in for blood.
Yeah. You don't even need to know their resume. Just can't pronounce their name.
Like, yo, can you pronounce his name? Don't fight him, bro. If you can't pronounce his name, don't even fight him.
If it ends with Magomedov, it's over for you.
That's it. Then you got Kell Brooks. Who, in my opinion, is still solid. And he knocked him out with a jab.
Yeah, amazing, but
great.
After
he knocked him out with a jab.
But
let me ask you a question. How many people can say they knock somebody out with a jab on their resume?
How many people can say that?
How many people can say they got a knockdown, let alone a knockout with a jab?
Doesn't that speak more to Kell Brooks'
No, that speaks to Terrence Crawford is a fucking beast. He's such a beast, he can knock you out with a jab.
You smoking.
Now, Sean Porter, that's the biggest win of his career, rightfully so.
Right.
But he knocked him out.
Right
on a 8. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 knockouts in a row.
Wow.
6 straight.
9 out of his last 10.
The only world champion with 8 straight knockouts in world championship fights active today. So, great fucking resume.
Okay.
Solid.
Let's judge it by division. At 130.
Hold on, because we got to do Tim Bradley and Earl Spence. Earl Spence is next. Let's throw Earl Spence.
Earl Spence. But what you judge his resume?
That's an A+ resume.
A+ resume. Okay.
A+ resume.
Wow.
Everybody's saying that, he hasn't fought nobody before Sean Porter. Y'all is sucking dick. Y'all know shit about boxing. He made him look like nothing. That's not his fault that he's that good. And everybody who might be able to match him was scared of him at the time. But let's go.
First of all, I disagree. That ain't no A+ resume. For sure not.
Let's go Earl Spence. Let's go Earl Spence. Let's go.
Hold on, before you fucking speak. Terrence Crawford does not have no A+ resume.
So what you give him? An A, a B?
No,
What
give
you
him a B+ resume. That's what I'll give him. A
B+?
B+.
Wow.
A B+.
You a hard critic then.
That's a B+ resume.
And this day and age,
you wouldn't judge it all.
Hold on.
That's an A+.
Then what are we talking about? Because I mean, shit, who got a better resume?
Right, let's go. There's still time to grow.
Let's go. You got Earl Spence. Talk to me nice.
Where you want to start?
First recognizable name.
Let's go. At 147. Big difference.
Yep. He's a real welterweight. Go up because he fought like 15 bums. All right, Samuel Vargas is the first recognizable name. Okay. You know, solid guy, nothing to brag about. Fido Greco, same thing. Solid guy, nothing to brag about. Chris Van Hearn, a little better. You know what I'm saying? Alejandro.
Years back, too.
Yeah. So he's knocking out these solid guys.
Solid guys.
Alejandro Barrera, never heard of him. I'm not gonna lie. Then you got Chris Algieri, which is the first world champion level guy, former world champion.
He was the first one to give Chris Algieri the spanking. Because Chris Algieri started late, and Errol Spence was the first one to show him, nah, bro, before Pacquiao. But he gave Pacquiao some work.
No, he knocked him out.
Yes, but he gave him some type of work where Errol Spence completely shattered him.
Yeah, because before that, he had lost to Pacquiao and lost to Amir Khan. And I thought he could have possibly won the Amir Khan fight.
Right, he fought very well.
He went to distance with both of them. He got dropped by Pacquiao, got back up. But this one, he didn't get back up. This was the TKO in the fifth round. Then you go to Leonardo Bondu, who had lost to Thurman in the decision.
When he got one loss, though.
One loss, and he was pretty solid. And Earl Spence put him to sleep. All right?
Right. Now, this is an interesting one because we're comparing resume. This is one of the only guys that they both fought. And Errol Spence fought a guy directly after one of his worst losses.
He's talking about Kell Brook.
He fought Kell Brook right after, essentially, he went up to fight Golovkin when nobody wanted to fight Golovkin. And not only did he lose in an admirable performance, he got hurt. He got an orbital bone fracture, bro. That's a for life injury. That's crazy that he even continued fighting after that. And he continued fighting and fought Errol Spence right after that. He didn't have a tune-up or none of that. He didn't say, oh, I'm a British guy, I'm a fight in Britain. He came up with no excuses.
And you said all that just to say that he spanked Kell Brooks.
No, I'm only saying that because he fought that guy.
He fought.
So now we got to talk about the Terrence Crawford fight. A guy who lost to Golovkin and then got his ass spanked by Spence.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
So that does dilute some of that performance that he did.
Obviously, he got him first. Clearly. Yes, you're absolutely right.
He got him first.
And then he beat Lamar Peterson, gave him a spanking.
Lamar Peterson has always been a solid gatekeeper. You could beat Lamar Peterson.
No, he's a world championship guy. He's a world level guy.
Top guys. He's usually a gatekeeper.
I wouldn't call him a gatekeeper. I would call him, that's a legit, that was his biggest win at the time because Lamar Peterson
I'm not even trying to disrespect
was a freshman. Then you got Carlos Ocampo, who never heard of him. Then you got Mikey Garcia, who's a smaller man, but a pound for pound, great at the time. Highly skilled. And he gave him the business.
Right.
Beat Sean Porter in a tough fight, but pulled it off, even dropped Sean Porter.
They both fought Sean Porter now.
Yeah.
Another trend. Errol Spence fought Sean Porter first.
Yep. And then we're going to say the Danny Garcia.
And then Ugas.
Who you looked really good after the car accident and all that. And then his last performance against Ugas.
I believe Errol Spence has the better resume at 147 pounds.
He doesn't have as many world champions, but he does have bigger names. I think in some regard, you got to give it to Earl because of the names. There's more star power on this resume. But,
what the heck?
You know, I'll still say A+. I give him an A+ as well, in my opinion. That's an A+ resume. What you give him?
Damn, you're giving them both A+, dog?
Yeah, what you give him?
I don't know if I'm giving them an A+. I'm not gonna proc up. He got a whole career at 147 pounds. So his resume is way easier to score because he's fought some of the top guys, right? And he's fought them before Terrence Crawford, and he's had decent performances, right? He's not a huge finisher, but he's performed very well
Well,
as of late.
lately,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you talk about after the Mikey Garcia fight,
Right.
but before that, he had a streak of knockouts, and then after Ocampo, the knockouts ended, and then got a stoppage against Ugas.
But you got to give Terrence Crawford some type of credit because he beat these opponents better. He did beat Kell Brook better. He did beat Danny. I
wouldn't say that. I would say Sean Porter beat them better, in my opinion. Sean Porter and Kell Brooks. He knocked them out sooner. And
so you think Errol Spence beat them better?
No, I think Terrence Crawford beat them better than.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with you then. Yeah, Terrence Crawford definitely because he knocked them out
better.
Yeah, he knocked them out better.
Actually, we'll compare that to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. When Floyd Mayweather beat these guys first, he beat Ricky Hatton and Oscar De La Hoya first. And then Pacquiao said, you know what? I'll leapfrog him,
he stopped
fight
them.
the same guys, and I beat their ass. People are going to want me to fight this guy. Right?
He stopped them. Yeah.
Right. So then,
where Floyd didn't. So
absolutely. So
Timothy Bradley.
I'm going to give Errol Spence resume at welterweight specifically an A. Because he still got time to grow to be an A+, feel me?
All right, so
you can't be an A+, you haven't fought the best
let's
guy
go
in
with
your
Timothy
division.
Bradley because I personally, I'm going to say it right now, I think Timothy Bradley has an excellent resume.
Right. And resume and your actual record are two separate concepts, correct?
The what?
Like, you don't necessarily have to beat every single guy to have a great resume.
Yeah.
The fact that you have the balls to fight all these top-level guys, and he only got 2 losses.
To Manny Pacquiao.
And to be honest, he never really fought Danny Garcia.
And he ended up winning every fighter he ever fought. So when you start young, we're going to start all the way down to the, I would say, Kendall Holt. Those are like the fights that I could really...
Okay, let's do
Well, Miguel Vasquez is a legend.
Miguel Vasquez.
So he beat Miguel Vasquez. He beat Junior Witter, who's another former world champion.
Edna Cherry.
Edna Cherry is one of the best fighters to not win a world title.
But that's one of his first title fights right there.
Yeah.
WBC, world title.
Yeah, he got in a lot of world title fights. I mean, he beat Kendall Holt, got up off the canvas twice to win. You know, almost got knocked out. He got dropped in the first round. Where I remember his head bounced off the mat and he got dropped in the 12th round.
So he was unified. So he was unified at
against Kendall Holt. Then he beat Nate Campbell.
Why was it?
Then he beat Lamont Peterson. Then he beat Carlos Abrego.
But what happened to no contest for Nate Campbell? You're not even talking about the results. It's about what he's done. It's not only.
I think that was a headbutt.
Resume, it's how you beat him.
Yeah, well, he beat them convincingly.
Yeah.
All these fights, Lamont Peterson, that was the first loss.
Peterson first.
Yes, he gave him the first loss, spanked him. Carlos Abrego.
Peterson his first L?
Yes. Carlos Abrego gave him his first L after he knocked out Thomas Delorme.
Yo,
David Alexander gave him his first loss.
That was a big one.
Joel Casamayor beat him.
TKO'd
him. Beat Manny Pacquiao. Then won the Ruslan
Romanov is crazy.
Fight of the year.
My favorite Mexican fighter.
Juan Manuel Marquez. The man was in a fucking row. Then he lost the rematch with Manny Pacquiao. Diego Gabriel Chavez, I thought he won that fight. They called it a draw. I thought he deserved the victory, and he was tough. Chavez had even hurt Thurman when he fought him and had fought a lot of guys in tough fights. Jesse Vargas, he spanked Jesse Vargas.
A tough fight. Always a
Undefeated
tough fight.
Jesse Vargas. Gave him a first loss.
Wow.
And
they're much more, size-wise, they're comparable.
Then what he does, he stops Brandon Rios right before fighting his last fight and losing the trilogy with Manny Pacquiao.
Wow.
A+.
Bro, everybody's an A+ to you.
Bro, A+.
My man Four Corner said EJ has the better resume. I agree.
Who's EJ? Errol Spence?
Errol Spence.
I can't argue with that. Because like I said, he has stars on his resume that Terrence Crawford got his first star. But when you look at skills and danger, I think you got to give Terrence Crawford at least close to Errol Spence. Like, his resume is not He definitely didn't fight a bunch of bums to get here. He beat a bunch of world champions in different weight classes, and you got to give him his respect too. Like his resume is nice, but
Four Corners
when you
got
look at
A plus for EJ and A for Crawford. That's not a bad score. I went B plus for Crawford and A for Spence.
I went A plus, and I'm giving what you giving my man Bradley. What's up?
Nah, Bradley, you gotta look at him. You gotta look at him as a pure A, because I can't give him the A plus, right? Because he was stuck in top rank. He couldn't fight a lot of the most popular top 10 welterweights. He literally fought Manny Pacquiao to finish his career last two fights. Like, look, for Manny
Yeah,
Pacquiao.
towards the end, he didn't get that busy, and he didn't get the.
But that's his fault. I'm not. This is not to discredit Tim Bradley. This is just to say he was so stuck at top rank that it prevented him from fighting these bigger names. But you got to look at his entire career. His resume is bananas. So
All right,
I might give him an A plus. I don't know.
Let's talk an example of someone who's a hype job, right? I consider a hype job.
Four Corners, give us a hype job.
Blair Cobbs. Let's look at Blair Cobbs.
Look at Blair Cobbs.
Yeah, because we're looking at all these good resumes. I want to show you someone who's a hype job, who's trying to call out high level guys and everything, who was a fraud, and he ended up getting exposed before he got to the very top level.
Blair Cobbs, the Flair.
The Flair. Now, when you look at the Flair, we're gonna be honest. There's not
that many fights, so we can start from the beginning.
So there's a bunch of guys with losing records. He even fought a guy who's 3-33. Alan Moore, I think you should really change career paths if you're 3-33.
Do you tell people about that? Do you tell people you're a professional boxer when you're 3-33? Keep it a band. Keep it 1,000.
I mean, I'll be embarrassed to know you if you was 3-33. I'll be honest, bro.
Professional boxer.
If you was my cousin, I'd be like, yo, he's a drug dealer. I'd be telling people that you sell drugs or something, like, yo, he's on the low.
That's it.
Hugo Pedi, I mean, nobody. His last fight, the one guy we could say we recognize, go up so the people can see, is Alexis Rocha. That's the only guy I recognize. And I recognize him because he fought Rashidi Ellis, who's one of the contenders that is starting to make a name for himself. He's 23-0, undefeated. Doesn't have a great resume, but this was his biggest win. And he ended up getting knocked out. So it's clear to say all that shit you talked about, fighting Ennis and fighting Crawford and Earl Spence, your resume is like I would say a C. I'll give you like a C.
He got a C.
I'm being nice.
No, I think you nice.
C minus. C minus. Let's be
honest. You might have to
honest.
give him a D. Because I'm not gonna give him a D. But to be fair, I don't know any of these dudes. You know what? Let's take our own opinions out of it. Let's just go. Let's start right here with Ferdinand.
Go to Brad Solomon at least.
I want to see.
Bro, he got 11 fights. What are we
just want to see something.
Are we wasting our time?
He's 14-2, right? His rank was 149th in the world.
Okay.
32. I'm just trying to give him context.
So this is why his
this is a Fight Night Round 3 character right here. That you fight in the career mode. See if you come into the next level.
Go to Brad Solomon, please. Let's stop wasting time with the bottom guys.
They're really that bad?
Yeah, look at their records. Let's at least start with guys that got a resume.
29-5. Okay.
This was an upset win, if I remember correctly. This was an upset win. This is the fight that kind of got him somewhat recognized because he fought Virgil Ortiz.
He lost to Alex Rocha.
Yeah, he lost to Virgil Ortiz as well. So, I guess
that's a decent win.
He fought a decent guy.
But to be honest, he's ranked 314 in the world.
Yeah, I mean, so that was his big come up.
And then Alex Rocha, he's ranked 25. So you're right. When he raised his game, he's almost top 10 in America at the division.
Yeah, this is a guy with amateur credentials who's fought guys and got a pretty good.
Look, he fought
Ellis,
the undefeated gentleman. What's his record? What's his rank? Why he don't got a rank?
It's probably not ranked. I don't know. It's kind of.
He hasn't fought since 2020. That's why.
Oh, he hasn't been too active.
Yeah, you got to fight to
That's
be ranked.
the thing. But
yeah, he's ranked 25 in the on Earth, and he's top 11 in America. So you're right, absolutely. When he stepped up, he got his ass whipped.
Let's talk Tank Davis. Tank Davis.
I think this is going to be an interesting one. We talk about Gervonta Davis because his resume could be questionable.
His resume is definitely not the best at 135. I'll say it right now.
Okay.
But when you look at his resume, I like to start around the time that he fought Jose Pedraza, which is not his most it's not his first recognizable name, but it's clearly
title fight.
It's his first title fight, and he was against an undefeated Puerto Rican prospect who was hot.
Underappreciated, too.
And was putting the mitts on him.
Let's actually see Pedraza's resume to give context to that victory.
Pedraza has won world titles in 2 divisions, has fought the best, Lomachenko. He just lost to Ramirez, Jose Carlos Ramirez.
He's fought a lot since then, though.
Yeah.
Wow. He beat
Ray Beltran.
Gervonta Davis. Okay. So, he fought Stephen A. Smith. So, for whoever's watching, he fought Stephen A. Smith, 4 corners. Stephen A. You beat Stephen A.
Stop playing.
No.
Stop playing.
He fought Edna Cherry.
Solid guy.
He fought Edna Cherry. We got to give him that. Let's see his resume, though.
Raimundo Beltran, former world champion. You go up.
Let's see his resume.
You're going down.
No, I'm just looking at how many fights he won in a row. He's had a few victories in a row.
Yeah, it was 22-0 before he fought Tank Davis. Right. Tank Davis gave him his first loss.
Well, that's what Ninja said. He's ranked 25 on Earth, according to BoxRec.
On the weight class, dude. The weight class. You don't know how to explain nothing. You're not ranked in the world. That's
ranked in the world in that division. My bad.
Explain it right. Then he beat Beltran. That's when he won the title.
25.
He went up, and then he fought Lomachenko. Gave a good, presentation of himself. Then he fought
you're not explaining
Jose Cepeda, who's the dude
he knocked him out. Cepeda knocked him clean though. Cepada's nice.
No, he didn't get knocked out.
Oh no?
No.
Oh, I'm getting confused. But Jose Cepeda knocked out the other Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And Sway Vargas.
Yeah.
And he lost to Jose Carlos Ramirez. I bet. But he's not undefeated. Bet. But he's on the road. I bet. But let's just go back. Who was looking at? Gervonta Davis. So he was 22-0, fought a few guys, fought.
But you want to check other people's resumes before we finish with Tank's resume?
No. I was only checking Jose Pedraza so people understand the guy he beat. He beat a beast. Yeah. You got to give him credit for that one.
And then you're talking about
Liam Walsh. I'm not familiar with him. Are you?
Yeah, he's a UK fighter, but that's a fighter that he should have definitely beat. It was not.
I'm still laughing at the 25 on Earth. My man really thought I was talking about the whole Earth.
It was really like the big fight after that was the Gamboa, which we knew he was gonna win, and then the Santa Cruz fight.
You don't give Fonseca some credit? He was 19-0.
Fonseca is a good fighter because he ended up getting knocked out in the first round by Garcia.
But he ain't no world beater. And that's what I think we're referring to.
Yeah.
We're talking about world beaters because all these prospects, they're claiming that they're world beaters. Like, if they're at the top,
so
they'll fight anybody, right?
We talking about the big wins. That's what I'm saying. Jose Pedraza is a big win. Leo Santa Cruz is a big win. I don't even count Mario Barrios as a really big win because the guy had won a regular title. He wasn't a world champion and didn't beat anybody big. So
let's see Mario.
Isaac Cruz.
Let's see what Mario Barrios did. Okay,
a bunch of names.
Keith Thurman.
I don't know nobody.
Damn, that's a weird. He just fought Gervonta Davis and then fought Keith Thurman. Who's managing this dude? That's horrible. That's it. That's all I needed to see. He's stupid.
Then you got Isaac Cruz, who I said is a very deserving.
The Porzingis of the division, because everybody when they announced Isaac Cruz, there was like, who? They did the Chris Porzingis.
Not me. I knew exactly who.
I'm just saying, people was like, "Who's this?"
And I told you that was a better fight than Rolando Romero. And was I wrong?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you right now, his resume is a C plus. I'm gonna keep it 100.
You a hard critic.
Yo, that's a
wow.
He's talking. That's a C plus resume, bro.
I'm not gonna give him.
Okay, let me put it in this context. Hold up. Whoever's watching this right now, has he fought anybody that you would bet your money that he was like supposed to lose to? Yeah. Has he fought anybody who was at his level or that people favored against him in a real consistent way that they put their money on? No.
Shh.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him a B plus. This is a B plus resume.
You too generous.
I don't even understand. Like, who are you comparing these motherfuckers' resumes to? This is modern day boxing.
Bro.
Who got better?
Teofimo fought Lomachenko.
I understand that.
Camboso said, he beat Lomachenko, so I'm going to fight him. He fought Teofimo. These guys are fighting each other.
His resume is not that weak. So I'm going to go ahead and give
his resume is weak, bro. His resume is real weak.
Real weak? I mean...
Real weak, bro. What's his best opponent?
I give him credit.
At least one? No.
You got...
Top 15.
I'm going to give him Pedraza a lot of credit. Probably his biggest win.
Okay, I'm bugging out. Sorry.
Then you got Gamboa.
No.
It was his third loss. I would say it's still formidable.
Nah.
It's a little credit.
But they're the same size.
You got to give him credit.
But they're the same size, so it's not. You can't say Gervonta's out of different size.
He went the distance with him. It wasn't a huge
But at
fight.
the time, Gamboa was on a losing streak, correct?
Santa Cruz, I give him a lot of credit, even though he's a smaller man.
But wait, let's see what he was doing before. Yeah, he was on a losing streak, bro.
Yeah.
And look, Devin Haney fought after that.
Davis was the first one.
My bad. Devin Haney fought him off the loss. Okay, yes. I'm bugging out. And he did fight Roman Martinez on a win and beat him, knocked him out. So you're right, and he beat Miguel Beltran, Jason Sosa, Alexis Reyes. So yeah. You're absolutely correct. Gamboa, you do give him credit for that. But
then Mario Barrios gave him a hard fight, but like I said, Mario Barrios had no.
Well, look, he's a big fan. Four Corners said it himself. He gave him a B. So that's pretty good.
Can't get a B.
You want to say C plus.
I give him a lot of credit for the Isaac Cruz and the Romero fight. I give him some credit too, but yeah, his resume is not all that.
You know, you actually wanted to break down Romero. Yo, Four Corners, you got anybody else who's watching? You say any resume, we're gonna break it down. Let's look at his resume. He fought Anthony Yagit before fighting Gervonta Davis. Okay,
I'm gonna be real honest. I don't know who the fook anybody is here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm just gonna look at the records. Okay, 26. Okay, they got good records. Some of them undefeated. You know what? I'll give you a B. A C plus. I guess.
Yeah. Nah, you convincing me, fellas. All right, 10 get a B. 10 get a B. 10 get a B. Look what he said. Pedraza, Gamboa, Santa Cruz. Oh, we passed Santa Cruz. Where's Santa Cruz in this shit?
Yeah, we mentioned Santa Cruz.
I didn't. Nah, that's why I gave him a C plus. Nigga, Santa Cruz.
Leo Santa Cruz, Barrios, Isaac Cruz.
All right, no. Definitely a B. Far from a B plus, though. He's definitely a solid B. Solid B. He's fought now. Well, Pedraza was a top 10. Let's keep it above. He was a top 10.
Former world champion.
His division, not in the world. Not to confuse you.
Former world champion, dude. But
right. Let's go to Devin Haney. Devin Haney, right? Yeah. Devin Haney. Then we could go Cambosos. You heard? We got Devin Haney, 27-0. Let's see how many bacalaos he's fought.
Yeah, he got a few names, but resume is not all that either. But you got to give it to him in his last couple of fights. Those are the step-up fights. You see the Gamboa, who was already over the hill, but he did what he's supposed to. The Linares fight was a tough fight for him, but he ended up pulling off.
But he got hurt. He got hurt. But Jorge Linares, to give him credit, he gave Lomachenko some work too.
He's a former
world champion. He's a tough guy.
He's a two-time world champion. He's tough. Linares gave him a hard fight.
He might be underaccomplished.
Joseph Diaz also gave him a hard fight, but he's similar to Linares in that
Fish
sense.
chips. People like that I call them fish chips.
But another thing about Joseph Diaz that I want to point out is that he's young like Haney. So that is a real test right before fighting Cambosos because
That's a top 10 opponent in the division.
the former
In
world
the world.
champion, like I
In
said,
America
130
specifically,
pounds.
That's a top 5 in the division.
And
I agree.
he only had one loss, which was Gary Russell Jr., high level loss.
Right.
And he had fought at a high level.
He beat Fortuna, who's now scheduled to fight Ryan Garcia. That's already confirmed.
He beat Fortuna and he beat Tevin Farmer for the title at 130 pounds.
Right. So this gives you context of where Javier Fortuna is in the division. What is Fortuna's record? Not to cut what we were just talking about.
38 and 37.
Dominican, the best fighter in the division out of DR. That's not shocking. But what is shocking, he's top 15. You got to give this man credit. Let's give Javier Fortuna his flowers, bro. Dominicans, you know, they got some heat.
Shut up and go back to the...
Yo, he's crazy. See? We talk Puerto Rican shit, he's down. But I talk of Dominican stuff, he's over here crazy.
Nah, it's just
giving him his credit,
bro. We're going all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the place. My bad.
Cambosos, Joseph Diaz. All right, so you got a good resume, is what we're saying. And I feel like he fought the perfect guy right before fighting Cambosos.
Well, I do not think... What would you rank his resume?
I would give that a B.
Nah, that's
C+. I think Tank got a better resume. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah. No, you convinced me. He got a
resume.
Alexandra Rivera, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support.
Definitely.
So, at the end of the day, I don't believe this guy's resume is at the B level, bro. This is C level resume. You're not convincing me.
Nah.
Y'all convinced me for Gervonta Davis is a B. This guy right here, this is not no B.
I mean, he's fighting his 4th world champion in a row, so he is stepping up the level of competition. Even if I don't think his resume is all that, he is calling out the top guys. He is willing to fight them.
Yeah, but we're not talking what ifs, hypotheticals. We're talking about what he's done.
Well, he's the favorite to be the undisputed. He should be the undisputed champion after this fight.
This is a C to me. I'm done with I'm saying, I'm not done with the video. I'm done with this determination for me.
Well, we can't rate the Cambosos fight yet. So in that sense,
that changes a lot.
In that sense, if he does win that fight, I'll give this a B. Right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and give him a C+.
Okay, now let's go to Cambosos. Because to be honest, before he fought Teofimo, I also said ooh, but that's probably me, not because of him.
I would say decent with because when you look at his resume, right?
Let's look at it.
The big win before the Teofimo, in my opinion, is the Mickey Bay fight. Mickey Bay fight is a really talented fight. It was a split decision win that could have went either way. And then he had another close fight with Lee Shelby, who's another, at one time a prospect as well from, I think, Australia, or I don't know where he's from. But those are like 2 recognizable names. Before that, there's really nobody there. And
he won a title I never heard of. World Boxing Association Oceania light title. So he won it in the Pan-Pacific. Look, the International Boxing Federation Pan-Pacific light title. So he was an international fighter.
I've heard of those titles. Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that his resume was not all that. Some of these guys got, I guess, a decent record, but he did
got a better resume than this.
He did beat Mickey Bay, former world champion that was signed under the Mayweather Promotions. He beat Lee Shelby, and then he ended up winning the big one with Teofimo. So
that does change a lot of things.
The Teofimo gives him a lot of boost, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a C+ as well. So you got 2 C+ fighters. Well,
to be honest, Teofimo beat Lomachenko, and he beat Teofimo. So he's ranked number 1 right now. If you're talking about lineal champion, like who beat the guy?
Yeah, but I'm gonna rate his overall career. I'm not just gonna give.
Yeah. That's why I ranked it.
I can't give him a 90. You know what I'm saying? I can't say he's
this
an A.
Is a C+.
C+.
Haney's a C. This is a C+.
So we both said
he beat Teofimo.
We both said C+. Then.
Yeah.
We agree.
We agreed on.
Aye. Okay. So who's next? Let's think of. I guess somebody else. Lomachenko. Lomachenko. Want to check out
The
Lomachenko?
good point. Four corner set. What impresses me most about Rambo, aka Campo, is that he has been winning on the road. You got to give him credit for that. You know what I'm saying? That's why he won a split decision against Tio when he clearly won the fight. To be fair.
Oh, he won 3 split decisions in a row.
Yeah. So he's a split decision king.
On the road. Look. America, Wembley, America.
And let's look at these guys' records, right? Let's look at, their ranks in the world at the time. This guy, he don't even got a rank. He hasn't fought. No,
he look Puerto Rican.
He's lost twice in a row.
He look like my primo Santito.
But he's lost 2 times in a row, so I don't know about him. But what
I'm telling you, it's not a solid. It's not all that. He don't got all that resume.
I just clicked on the same dude.
Well, Lee Shelby beat Ricky Burns before, so he got a good way. Ricky Bay.
He's also not ranked.
Yeah, he fought some high level guys, and he was signed under promotion. So
okay,
on to the
next.
next.
He didn't even got a picture.
It's whack, dude. Rate it.
Yeah. Nah, we already did it.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all convinced me Javante got a B. He's far from a B plus though. But astronomically far from an A.
But at 135, that nobody's fighting each other, he got one of the better resumes.
Ryan Garcia, you just talked about 135. Ryan
Garcia. Yeah, I'm gonna rate that a F.
Nah, for real?
Nah, but he got one of the weaker resumes. His resume is among the weakest. Okay. Luke Campbell's a good win. Francisco Fonseca, the guy Tank Davis beat.
Right.
He beat me, Jose Lopez. What the fuck?
Yeah, he really beat you.
Damn, I don't remember you knocking me out.
My man fought you and you been holding out. My man fought.
Ryan his resume, it's not whack. Jason Velez is a good fighter. He beat a couple of good fighters.
How close do you look to Jose Lopez?
Dude, he's the Mexican me.
I gotta see this. This might be you. Gotta see the weigh-ins or something. Oh no. I'm mad racist. I was expecting a different look. He's Mexican? My man don't look Mexican, I'll tell you that.
Yo.
He's mixed.
Yep, and he's about to fight for Antuna, who might be...
Who's Tago? Oh yeah, Tago is decent. He's ranked second out of his country from Ghana. They don't really got that many ranked.
I'm going to go ahead and give him a C.
Yeah, his resume is not that good. I'm going to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a C too.
So what this means is that you guys at 135 really need to fight each other, because the only guy with a good resume at 135, like above a C+, Lomachenko. Lomachenko has 4.
Let's break it down. Let's show them why. Oh, Wonderboy Lopez is Puerto Rican. Jose Lopez. Wonderboy Lopez was his name.
Okay.
All right, so who you said right now?
Lomachenko.
Let's look at Lomachenko. Another crazy resume. And why this one's crazy to me, this is like an MMA record. My man's fought nothing but championship fights.
He's 16-2. So it could be very deceiving, right?
It could be deceiving.
He lost his third fight. His second fight, actually. Against a legend. Orlando Solido is a boxing legend.
The WBO world title.
Tried to become a world champion in the second fight.
Let's look at Orlando Solido before that fight happened. Damn, what happened? Oh, he had just lost. No, he beat Orlando Cruz for the vacant WBO title. So he was a champion and knocked him out clean. What's TD?
He lost to a technical decision. He lost to Mikey Garcia.
Accidental headbutt by Garcia suffers his broken nose. But Mikey Garcia beats. So, yeah. Wow, that's a big win for Mikey Garcia.
He fought Juan Manuel Lopez. He fought Juan Manuel Marquez. He fought everybody. Orlando Solido's a legend.
That's Juanma.
Yeah, but he also fought Juan Manuel Marquez.
Oh, later in his career, okay.
No, earlier in his career.
For real?
Yes.
Who won?
Marquez.
Woo! Marquez is the beast. All right, but anyway, Vasily Lomachenko fought a dude who just
Who
lost
had
to
over
Terry
40
Division.
fights and
Yeah, beat Juan Ma, who was his number one rival. Beat him twice, actually.
fought Gamboa, for everybody. Cristobal Cruz.
Right. And that was his second fight. A champion in the second fight. Then he fights Gary Russell Jr. in his third professional boxing match. He
And
fought
spanks him.
undefeated Gary Russell Jr. Showed him another level. Showed him another level. Won the title, too. He won the vacant. So what happened to Salido? He vacated the title?
Yeah.
Okay, so he vacated the title and fought Gary Russell Jr.
Look at his resume. He got Roman Martinez, Nicholas Walters, Jason Sosa, and this is before he has 10 fights.
And Nicholas Walters was being hyped.
Then you talking, he wasn't being hyped. He was knocking motherfuckers out.
But I'm saying they were hyping him up too on ESPN and all that.
He was earning the hype.
Deservingly.
Then he goes and beats Guillermo Rigondeaux, two Matrix, two dudes untouchable.
But he didn't beat him because he was just bigger. He was better.
He beat him with skills.
Facts.
Then he beats Jorge Linares.
He's bigger than him.
Beats Jose Pedraza in a tough fight. Anthony Croja, I don't even know who that guy is, but
he beat Luke Campbell.
Remember Luke Campbell, Teofimo Lopez is the fight that he lost.
Then Nakatani and then Richard Comey.
And looked great in those two comeback fights. So this, to me,
he got no fluff.
Is a A. I give this an A resume.
Yeah.
A resume for a guy with under 20 fights. You don't get more stacked than this. There are literally no bumps. No bumps. The guys that I don't recognize, I look at the resume and be like, 34-6.
Richard Comey.
Dangerous
top 10. And this is ranks probably after they fought too. So at the time they were top 10, top 16. Teofimo at the time,
number 1 rank.
Look, top 5 in the world, in the division, and in America. Luke Campbell. He's not ranked right now, but I'll bet you he was ranked when he fought him.
Just an excellent resume.
Jose Pedraza.
Yep.
He fought him after Davis, right? And Pedraza gave Lomachenko a good fight too. He's only lost to Beast. Lomachenko. Ryan the King wins next fight. Alexandria, I don't think Four Corners say he likes Ryan's record. I don't think his record is bad.
No, he got a bum record.
Nah, it's not a bum, but I'm saying we talking
amongst the big names.
Context, right?
Amongst the big names at 135.
What you got to say to Alexandria? Alexandria. Ryan the King wins next fight.
I think so too.
I think he could be, but Fortuna's pretty good. Fortuna's pretty good.
He could punch.
Fortuna's pretty
dangerous, but I give it to Ryan. Ryan should win that fight.
He could. I'm telling you.
But pretty much, hopefully this gives people like an idea.
You saw that?
Give people like an idea, because too many times people just go with the hype of a fighter when they start running their mouth like, yo, should Blair Cobbs fight Earl Spence? No.
So what would you say are 3 aspects to a great resume?
World champion level fights.
Many, right?
Who you beat, how you beat them. You know, there's a lot of criterias. Even in your losses, how did you look in your losses? Because if you lose at a high level, like, for example, Erislandy Lara is a good example. He got 3 losses, but the first fight was a highway robbery against Paul Williams. Second fight, Canelo controversy, where a lot of people felt he should have won that fight. And then the third fight, which was less controversy because he almost got knocked out. But if you really look at that fight with J-Rock, you could make an argument that Erislandy Lara did enough to win that fight. So, great resume. He beat some of the, some big names. And he fought 3 top guys. And he never truly lost, in my opinion. So, you got to rank those resumes high. Especially, but if you're getting spanked by the high-level guys, then you're B plus and under.
Okay, so let's do something that me and you always argue about. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. And even Deontay Wilder.
Well,
Let's keep it 100.
Off the back, you got to give it to Joshua. Joshua has the best resume. Even if you say that Fury is the better heavyweight, which I won't even argue with that. Right. But the resume wise, you got to go with Anthony Joshua. I think he has the best resume in heavyweight boxing today. Nobody fought more undefeated prospects coming up. He was taking the most risk. There was no fluff. And yeah, so to me, even though Fury's going to get ranked number 1, you got to give it to Anthony Joshua for the best resume.
That's right. They're at 24-2. Look at all them fucking titles he's fought. Wow. Whoa. Jeez.
So we're going to see
his first title fight looked like internationally was against Dennis Bogtov. I don't know who that is, but he was 38-9. Then you got a guy, Miguel Sprout, at 42-20-2.
I don't know these dudes. Let's go to Dylan White.
Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson's
no.
Right?
Yeah, we know what Kevin Johnson is, but he's not a
Gary Cornish. He's
undefeated. He did what he's supposed to. Knocked him out in the first first round. But the first big fight, Dylan White got rid of him. Knockout. Charles Martin.
I never liked Charles Martin, but he was ranked. He's
a solid guy, former world champion. You got to give him his credit at heavyweight. He's a solid guy.
Knock some dude out. Yeah.
He knocked out Charles Martin.
He beat
Dominic Brazil, solid.
Before
Wilder, and knocked him out. Get him out of here. Right. Eric Molina, before Wilder. Get him out of here. Vladimir Klitschko, after Fury. But
after Fury, but a better victory.
Better fight, I guess you could say.
But, yeah, because he did get dropped. Tyson never even got hit.
Carlos Takam, got him the fuck out of there. Tough guy. Knocked him out.
Oh, look, Four Corners agrees with you. AJ, best resume in heavyweight.
Yep.
Joseph Parker, undefeated at the time.
Unanimous decision, beat him.
Povetkin.
Even
legend. After losing to him, Povetkin knocked out,
Dylan White.
Yeah.
He's a legend. Alexander Povetkin is a legend. Spanked him. Lost to Andy Ruiz. Came back in a rematch like a G.
And beat him.
Beat Pulev, who's a dangerous heavyweight too, even though he's older.
Made him look like a scrub.
And then he fights one of the guys that a lot of people, let's be honest, wanted to avoid.
Yeah, his resume.
People was not in a rush to fight Usyk. Niggas was trying to avoid him.
If you talking about quality of a
he's not that good. That was all bullshit. They was afraid of him. And he stepped up and he lost.
Give it an 8. Close to an A+, but I'm gonna give it an 8. The only reason it's not an A+, because he didn't fight Tyson Fury or Wilder, the two top guys in his division.
But he was on the table and made the effort. Can't say he was ducking and dodging. He was right there. He was patient.
No.
And he even spoke his shit when the fight didn't happen.
Yeah, but Tyson Fury showed you that you could just get in there and make the fight happen. You make shit happen.
Tyson Fury didn't go in there and make the fight happen.
Yes, he did. He fought Wilder.
Let's just look at Fury. I know, but he didn't fight Anthony Joshua.
All right, now let's look at Tyson Fury. I think I'm going to rank, Joshua's better than Fury's. I'm not here to argue to the contrary. I think there's only one Tyson Fury. That's funny. Okay.
Because he's named after Mike Tyson and he has
So, he beat... This is non-title fight.
Kevin Johnson. Go ahead. Give him credit for Kevin Johnson.
He beat Kevin
Johnson. Top 5.
First.
One of the best fighters that he beat right there, Kevin Johnson. But Steve Cunningham is a former world champion.
Yo.
He's 35-19.
He's well, he's been losing.
Yo, but come on. That's at the time, Fury was like, yo.
Yo, you trolling.
It's Kevin Johnson, yo. I thought he was playing basketball. Kevin Johnson... Kind of like an NBA legend.
All right. Give my man some credit, B. Look. He fought Derek Chisora.
He fought
Derek Chisora. That's a good one.
Yo, go back to your man's resume. Why are we looking at Kevin Johnson?
His
resume is so ass that I thought we was looking at Kevin Johnson's resume. That's how ass his resume is. Yo. Tyson Fury, your resume is ass. Go up. What the fuck? Vinny Maldalone? What? I can't even pronounce these motherfuckers.
He's lying. You just perfectly.
What? All right, he beat Derek Chisora, whatever his name is. Good fighter. He beat the former cruiserweight world champion, and he beat Kevin Johnson. Whoop-de-fucking do. All right, let's go up.
Nascimento. Marcelo Nascimento, 13-0.
Bum. Go up. I'm sorry to call you a bum, but he gets me mad. Oh, he had to fight a rematch with Derek Chisora.
And beat him.
Then he beat Christian Hammer. A notorious bum.
You mentioned Steve Cunningham? He beat Steve Cunningham.
Yeah, former cruiserweight world champion.
Right.
Good win.
That's a
He
win.
got fucking dropped in that fight too. Then he goes after beats Derek Chisora in a rematch.
Again.
Then he beats Christian Hammer,
Your favorite
a
boxer.
notorious bum that's famous for being a bum.
For real?
Like a Blair Cobbs, basically. He was like all hype. Ended up fighting Povetkin. Povetkin smashed him. And then started getting smashed after that. But then he fights Klitschko.
Undefeated Klitschko.
Wow, and pulls off the most boring victory in heavyweight boxing history. Where he does nothing but flicks a jab in Klitschko's face and grabs and hugs all night.
You wild.
And pulls off the legendary victory that defined his career.
Who's Sefer Seferi, though? I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know who's Sefer Seferi.
I know. Francisco Pineda. Then he beats Deontay Wilder. Though he gets the draw.
Oh, those are his two comeback fights?
Yeah, the two after that.
But he was off for 3 years, so he needed that.
Then after Wilder,
he dominated Wilder, but he got dropped a couple times. So
he fights a couple of undefeated dudes that we never heard of.
Wilder has proved to be a.
Wilder made a name for himself after the war, and I'll say he made a name for himself in that fight because he cut.
He fought very well, and he's been undefeated ever since.
Yeah, he beat a couple of good heavyweights.
And the no contest was due to his opponent having a cut caused by an accidental headbutt. So he got a dome piece because his head. But
so he's proven to be a very good fighter after.
He's only lost to Tyson Fury, bro.
Yeah,
he beat Dominic Brazil,
and he's tricky.
He beat Travis Kaufman. I don't know who's Travis Kaufman.
No, he's a solid guy.
Yeah, he beat Travis Kaufman.
Solid guys. All right, go back. Let's not get lost in the sauce. So then after that, he does the rematch with Wilder, does the trilogy with Wilder, and then now with Dylan White, where he pulls off 3 knockouts in a row like a complete G. But I'm still going to rank this resume.
He got the very, very, very top. Tyson Fury got the better resume. But that's not how you judge resumes. You got to judge the overall resume. And that's why I think Joshua... But I don't know.
I think you're smoking crack.
I
think that this is definitely
B+.
A B+. I'll give it a B+. And I'm being kind of generous because it's Deontay Wilder.
You're right, but he beat Deontay Wilder.
And he closed it out with... It's those last 3 fights that really puts a stamp on his resume. Where if he does retire with this resume, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But he misses out being at the very best, conversation. You're not in the Ali conversation.
Hell no.
I don't want to hear shit about you and Joe Louis or none of these. I don't even want to hear you in the conversation with Mike Tyson. Put it that way. You're the best of this era, and there's still some question marks because you didn't quite beat all the guys in the era. Right. But legend nonetheless, and B+ resume.
Right.
I think Joshua's better. Oh, you would say Wilder might have a better resume.
Wilder than Tyson Fury? No.
Close.
No. Heck no.
Brazil, he beat Luis Ortiz, had a draw with Tyson Fury, beat Stavern twice, Chris Arreola.
Eric Molina was around Stavern.
Yeah, I'll take that back. I give this a B. I think Wilder has a B resume.
Yeah, he got a B resume.
I'm taking back B-. I'm gonna go with B-. Yeah.
Why? Because he's lost, bro.
Well, the Luis Ortiz is very good. So I'm leaving him at a B. I forgot he got those 2 wins with Luis Ortiz, so I'm gonna go ahead and put him at a B.
And to be honest, no matter who he fights, he knocks these fools out. So he's not in no. Even if he's losing, he could finish the fight like an eraser. and just end the whole fight.
All right, so you want to close this out because I feel like we've been
Yeah,
yapping
for
for a
sure.
long time. I think people get the point.
But people get the point. I mean, you can talk about boxing all day. We can do this. We do this shit all the time. We are gonna come out with more live shit. Go ahead, close us out, G.
So if you want to see if fighters are the real deal, go to BoxRec and really, do your research on these fighters. See who they fought, who they beat, and that gives you an indication if they just blowing smoke up your ass or if they're the real deal and they fighters that's actually challenging themselves.
Right.
So, yeah, that's
Peace
my
out.
take on it. Peace out, y'all. Thank you for participating.
This was
Please
fun,
don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Matter of fact, if you haven't liked and comment or subscribed, the fuck are you doing here? Like, come on.
If you watching this,
Show support, bro.
We
Show
close
some
to
fucking
500.
support.
We close to 500.
It's not gonna fucking kill you to hit the subscribe button and like, share.
Can't be choosers. So
Nah, we're not begging because we fighting. Like, if you gonna come watch my shit and not like my shit, you a hater. Straight up.